everybody, how are you? Today I wanted to talk to you about the idea of the artist in the world, the people who are artists who are in this modern era. The first thing that comes to mind, of course, is the electronic era with the internet, websites, laptop, all that for the artist. What I'm thinking of more is the attitude that an artist in this new era would have compared to previous artists. For example, art before the Renaissance was mostly religious-based. In fact, I think some countries had laws where art had to be religious-based. Then, as we moved along during the Renaissance, that changed and people were experimenting with the different elements of art and came modern art. And during that time in particular, it seemed to be fashionable to be hedonistic and depressed and smoke cigarettes, or a lot of artists in history were alcoholics or very hard life like that. And being creative is difficult because you're in this constant turmoil. You're constantly creating and changing and opening. So there is a bit of difficulty for sure. What I'm thinking of though, today artists are moving away from that hedonistic darkness. The one thing about that darkness is some very good art comes from that, being down in the depths and struggling and seeing the dark side of humanity. My question today is the line where that could possibly be irresponsible in modern times to allow oneself to fall into that, or to not work towards staying above that. It's come to a point in our world where it's really, I think it's a crisis, honestly. I think that it's just craziness in our world, and it's really, people are just kind of going crazy, and it's already very dark. And I think that for artists to stay in this wallowing type of environment, it might be irresponsible. In addition to which, in our culture, which is changing now to a conscious culture with the green movement, environmental things, foods are now more conscious, things are more conscious and bright, and I think if we were to take a cue from the people coming up from the generations, they are focusing on health, wellness, they're focusing on togetherness, unity, consciousness. So you could say, well, Cosby, some artists, some people have trouble, they can't just stop being an alcoholic, or they can't just stop being depressed or whatever. Yes. However, I think that a person can try to add as much light to their life as possible, even if you are an alcoholic or depressed or have some sort of issue that keeps you in the darkness. The work of the artist is sometimes to gather in the collective ideology or the collective happenings, the trend, psychological trend of the time, and to reflect that back. The environment of the world is influencing artists to create in a brighter way, a fresher way, and I think it's going to be a really great direction. So I would really love to hear what you think about this, any observations that you've seen in the art world or with artists, and if you would comment about them or send messages or post whatever, and we could have a good discussion about what you think you see. So that would be very interesting. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.